Great. Okay, we got that recorded in the cloud. It is, I can't believe it, halfway through April already. Tax day tomorrow. I'm sure everybody's got their taxes done. You know, I was the procrastinator of the world, always filing an extension. And then somehow we got back on track. And, I guess it was because I started to get a lot of money back, right? So I guess I get lots of money back. I have no idea why, but I got a good CPA that's in Austin, Texas. That's been my CPA forever. So, hey, what I want to do today is go through some information with you that I think you're going to find interesting for sure. We'll get this started from the beginning. Great. You know, first thing I want to say is thanks for being here. Appreciate everybody, taking the time out of their day to just kind of come and hang out with me. And what I'm going to show you could have a huge impact on your life. Now, I want to preface that a little bit. What I'm about to show you are the stages a person has to go through in this industry to get where they want to go, and some of the pitfalls and some of the things that happen. So let me tell you, that's me. That's my buddy Rocky. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been in the network marketing industry for 31 years now, full time. I've earned over $15 million, built enormous organizations around the world, traveled over 6 million miles before the technology of Zoom. I just love Zoom. I joined Valentus in the end of May, actually May the 20th of 2018, because of my buddy Rick Geralds and Dave Jordan. Dave and I have known each other for about 8 years. Rick and I have known each other for about 20 years. And they called me when they were just introducing the Slim Roast Optimum coffee. Had I not have been way overweight, I was the fattest I had ever been in my life. I was flying around the globe. I was consulting for a couple of companies, and it was either a breakfast, lunch, or dinner meeting all the time. And so I blew up to 215 pounds, and I was looking for a solution. So had I not have been fat, so I guess everything happens for a reason, right? Here we are. If this is the first network marketing company you've ever looked at or been a part of, congratulations, because you've hit a winner, right? I mean, you hit the lottery. And if it's not the first and you've joined other companies and you've never made any money, well, congratulations again, because you're here and you're about to make some. Most of the time it wasn't your fault that you didn't make any money. It was a combination of things, I'm sure. The products, the management, the timing, the compensation plan, all of those things. And what I want you to do is just become a sponge, right? Stay plugged into everything, become a great student so that you can become a great teacher, teach other people to teach so that you can eventually work yourself out of a job. Everybody want to work themselves out of a job? Yep, that's my goal, and you're going to see that here tonight. So the other thing that is difficult for a lot of people is not becoming the issue, right? And just getting your ego out of the way. But you know what? It's all about timing. I can't emphasize that strongly enough. Valentus is growing, and the orders are flowing. I'm sure you've heard that a couple of times in the past, right? A couple of words of wisdom. If you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, and you won't. So, think about that for a second. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're happy with that, then don't do anything else, right? Just stay where you are. But But if you're ready for an upgrade, then you've come to the right place. So nothing can happen unless you're ready. So, you know, like I said, everybody that joins a network marketing company has to go through stages of growth. And these stages, there's no really length of time. It really has a lot to depend. A lot depends on your contacts, your involvement, your staying plugged in and working the business, dedicating time and energy and money and resources to the business. So these stages can vary in length. So, you know, what I did in maybe a few months, somebody else might take 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, or longer. But, you know, the reality is that most people never get started. I mean, I want to congratulate all of you for getting started. And they don't get started because of the fear of failure. You know, I talk to some industry veterans, and I talk to them all the time. But you know what? They just say, I just don't think I've got it in me to do it again. And you know what? I was there. I was there last May. You know, I just didn't know if I wanted to do it again. And of the ones that do get started, 80%, listen to this, 80% of them quit in stage one. 80% of them quit in stage one. They never really get the big picture. They never see the vision. And they never develop enough belief to hang in there long enough, you know, before it really starts to pay off. It's like buying a stock, holding it for a little while, and then selling it right before it skyrockets, right? Not a good idea. You know, that's where a confident sponsor comes in. You know, someone that's done it before. Rick was that guy for me, right? Rick, like I said, I've known for 20 years. He joined Valentus in the very, very beginning days when John and him and Dave Jordan were putting everything together. And he was the one, you know, that says everybody needs somebody to motivate them, to be accountable to just kind of work with. And he was that person for me. He encouraged me, he helped me, making calls, sending packages, doing whatever, you know, so that I could win. And I'll always remember that about him. And I could, you know, I applaud him all the time for taking me under his wing and doing that. And, you know, sometimes it's darkest before the dawn, but, you know, I'll be that guy for you if that's what you want, right? If you give me 100%, if you give me 10%, I'll give you 20%, right? If you give me 50%, I'll give you 80%. You know, I'm going to give you more than what you give me, but I'm going to be there for you no matter how long it takes, right? I'm in here for the duration, as they say. Stage one, you know, like I said, most people quit in stage one, and this is why, right? I can't believe how hard I worked, and this is all I earned, right? I mean, I remember when I got my first check in network marketing 30 years ago, and it came in a check in an envelope, it was $43. My wife said, you gotta be kidding me. You spent $10,000 flying around the country, going to meetings, and you made $43, you gotta quit. You gotta quit. My sponsor quit, you know, he quit. And I said, you know what, I gotta stay. I gotta stay because there were too many people that didn't look particularly smart making a whole lot of money. And if they could do it, I knew I could do it. So I stayed. Now I came, you know, obviously to Valentus with 30 years of experience, with some contacts. I knew exactly what to do, right? More importantly, I knew the things to not do. But this is how it happened, right? My first check was $724, a little above the $43. The next week it was nothing, right? The next week it was $254. The next week it was $880, you know? So luckily, I made over $3,000. Now, you know, based on, you know, the average earnings of people in the United States and around the world, that's probably a pretty good income, right? Pretty good income, but not for somebody who is full-time and has a lot more debt and bills than $3,000 a month. So, you know, month two, a little bit better, right? And I just wanted to show you some of the progression, right? Some of the progression of, you know, the incomes. That was July, $4,600. Month three, a little bit better, right? $8,700. You know, and there's the check. Hadn't yet hit a position. These monthlies down here, this monthly is your car bonus and things like that. But here's where things kind of changed for me, right? You know, month four, I kind of slid into stage two, if you will. You know, each one of these stages is different challenges. Your team is growing and so is your income, right? And you just need to stay the course, stay focused, and no distractions. And what I mean by distractions is everything, right? I mean, life is a distraction all by itself, but, you know, certainly looking at other deals or doing this or doing that, there's always greener pastures, and it's really best that you just kind of stay honed in and focused on doing the right things. You know, my fourth month, you know, almost 10 grand. So getting up to that $100,000 annualized income. So there again, the check, you know, the checks are starting to go over 2,000 a week, 3,000 a week. You know, month five, still stage two, you know, continuing to grow from $10,000 to $12,000. Stage two, month six, you know, $12,000 to $17,000. It continues to grow. I continue to do the same thing, except more of it, right? Month seven, $12,000, right? It continues to, you know, just do exactly the same thing. And that's what's important, is just to stay consistent and persistent. Just stay in the groove, right? Just stay in the groove and continue to work. Stage three, you know, that's the stage that you're going to run into when you say, you know what, I think this thing is actually working. I always knew it was going to work, you know. I do, because I've been there before. I know what the signs are, right? Many of you don't know what the signs are, so I want to tell you that you're definitely at the right place at the right time. My eighth month, you know, $17,000 a month. Checks are going up, right? Checks of $4,000 or so every month. Hit my, started getting paid diamond bonus, right? So my car bonus, and then my wife talked me into letting her buy a brand new Land Rover. So that was eighth month. Stage three, ninth month, continues to grow, right? $20,000, checks are continuing to grow. And stage four, right? Stage four comes along. Stage four is really, you know, I can't believe how little work I do and how much money they pay me. Now, you know, that's not exactly true with, you know, the income and where I'm at right now, but you know, $39,000 a year, you know, I mean, excuse me, $39,000 for the month is not bad. If that's all somebody was looking for. I'm looking for considerably more than that. But let me tell you what's going on, guys. I'm sure you saw this news flash, right? $4 million in revenue, the biggest month in Valentus history, right? That was March. We were up $900,000 in volume. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. Think about all those boxes, $900,000 in volume. That's a lot of boxes going out the door. So one of the things that that you're going to hear me talk about a lot over the course of this year and on into next year is momentum. You know, it's that that very elusive part of this growth that most network marketing companies don't ever go through, unfortunately, because they never really hit it the right way. But you know what? In March, I earned as much money in that month as most people earn in a year, according to those statistics, right? Average person, $35,000 a year, over 40 years, $1.4 million. That works out to about $17.50 an hour. This is the reason we have a problem in this country and other countries, is people don't make enough money. And you guys have now got the formula for helping people. We're about to go through a huge growth curve, right? Hundreds of millionaires are going to be created over the next 3 to 5 years. So you just have to decide for yourself, are you going to be one of them? Or are you going to be one of the ones that quit, look back and say, I was there, I watched those guys, and I left too soon? You know, it's all up to you. There's no limit to what can be done. And well, here's what happens. Here's what causes that momentum. It's the product documentation. It's the income stories. It's the product documentation and the income stories. The product documentation and the income stories. It just kind of rolls like that. And as more and more people start to hear about those product stories, more and more people start to hear about the income stories, they are attracted to the company. And you'll see your teams grow. John Horenza, who's the master distributor, talks about, you know, getting to the stage where fish are jumping in the boat. And quite literally, that's going to happen. I guarantee you, if you stay here long enough, you'll see your organization growing without any of your involvement, which is really a very cool thing to do. Stage 4, here, month 11, here we are in April. That's what I've earned so far. 2 more paydays yet to go. You know, but if I didn't do any better than what I did last week, that is a $500,000 passive residual income. Now, will it go down? Sure. Attrition, you know, all of those things, but will it continue to go up? Yeah. You know, as everybody continues to work and rank up to the next rank, and Mitch is going to go from diamond to double diamond. Everybody, Rory's going to go to double diamond. Marshall Silver is going to go to double diamond here shortly. So it's just really a matter of time. Let me show you where we are. There's where we started, 2014. I didn't want to have anything to do with the company in 2014. I watched Dave start the company, but I know how risky these first years are. 2, 3 years, 4 years into it. When I got the coffee in May of 2018, and it worked, right? I lost 9 pounds the first week, 18 pounds the first month. I had to sit back for a second. And then I called Dave and I said, you know what, buddy? I'm going to grab an airplane ticket, come to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and spend a couple of days with you. And that's exactly what I did, because I needed to see things for myself. I needed to raise my belief level up. So I spent a couple of days with Dave, and I saw very quickly that all the stars had lined up. We got a company that was right on the brink of being 4 years old. It'll be 5 years old now in July. And that had done $80 million, now over $90 million in business, that owns their own facility, $1 million building that they paid cash for, just going into another facility over 100,000 square feet. And, you know, so everything was aligned, plus the coffee was really the tipping point, right? I mean, you've got a product that everybody understands, that everybody drinks for the most part, and that gets almost immediate results on almost everybody. So what better, you know, situation could we possibly have? You know, here's where we're at, here's where we're going. You know, like I said, that elusive momentum happens, that vertical growth happens somewhere 5, 6 million, 7 million, wherever it happens to hit, you know, and it's going to just absolutely go ballistic, right? So here's what I predicted a long time ago. 40 to $50 million in 2019, nice growth, right? Nice growth, nice consistent growth, growing 800, 900 million dollars a month, not traditional growth in a traditional company. And then a 10x growth, then we'll go to supersonic growth, right? In 2020, 400 million, 800 million the next year, $1 billion plus the following year. Offices that will start to open up around the globe. I mean, it's all happening, and it's just a matter of watching it and just staying plugged into everything. I love this chart because the company puts it all out there for us, right? All you have to do is look at the average monthly income and pick your income. How much money do you want to make? And you just have to work towards that, right? I'm a triple diamond now, trying to get the blue diamond because I'm maxing out the cycle bonus, right? I get paid 400 cycles, $20 for each cycle. And if you don't know what that means, get back with somebody and they can explain the dual team bonus. But $20 each cycle, I'm maxing that out at 400 cycles. That's $8,000. The next jump is blue diamond, and the cycles move from 400 to 800, right? So they double. So that's 16,000 just in that component of the compensation plan. So, guys, it's here's where it really starts to get fun. Flash forward, 2020. I don't know what month, but stage 5, right? I told Dave that when I got to 100,000 a month, I was pretty much done. And I'm going to keep my word, right? I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to be pretty much done because my income will continue to grow without my daily involvement. Now, will I be involved? Of course. What else am I going to do? But, not to the extent that I am now. So if you're looking for someone to work with, now is the time to work with me, because in the future, there'll be less and less and less time. So in one of the companies that Mitch met me in, I was at about $250,000 a month. I retired, right? I mean, there wasn't any need for me to do anything because it was going to be the same amount of money regardless of whether I worked or whether I didn't work. And so we traveled the world, and I was retired for a long time. But what happened, in those companies that I don't expect to happen in this company, like I said, I've been to that stage twice in my life. And each and every time that company went out of business, and which was very devastating to see your income vanish and disappear. But I really feel confident in the fact that Valentus could be that legacy company, could be that 20-year company, that 30-year company, that 50-year company, and we just have to hope and pray that all those things happen. But now it's time for all-out massive action. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get to the next rank. I hope that you're trying to get to the next rank and just doing what needs to be done. People have got to try the product, so you've got to get product out there to them. You've got to follow up correctly. You've got to do all the right things. You've got to take people through the process. And we talked about the process last week. So, but I'm going to talk about that all the time. Just, how do we work through the process? And what I'm telling people is that if you haven't joined yet, by all means, join me now. Now is the time. Don't wait. No, don't wait until 2020. Let's do it, because when we go into momentum, you want to have as big a team as you can possibly have going into momentum. Let me tell you about what Marshall Silver has offered. Everyone who purchases a Business Builder Pack in April qualifies to receive 2 tickets to Marshall Silver's Turning Point Seminar. If you haven't been, you need to go. If you've already bought a Business Builder package, you probably qualified, and make sure that I get that information. Retail price, you can go to Marshall's website, silver.com, SYLVER.com, and look at the next dates. They're the 14th through the 16th of May in Las Vegas. These 2 tickets are valid through 2019. So I'll send in the request, you get an email, and it shows you how to book the event. So by all means, take advantage of that. And that's good for all, not just the people I sponsor, or not just the people in Marshall's team, but everybody, right? All the people you sponsor and all the people they sponsor, and so on and so on and so on. So you can go up and look at, and you'll find people when you go to the seminar that paid over $2,000 to go to that seminar for 3 days. And it's awesome. I mean, it's just absolutely awesome. So, hey guys, that's my 27 minutes. It's your time, and it's your decision. And all you have to do is, reach for it, because there's all kinds of help here. Mitch is doing, I don't even know how many webinars now every day, how many Zooms, certainly Monday through Friday, 2, and then, another one Tuesday evening, another one Thursday evening. So, plug in. I'm more than happy to do anything personalized for your group, calls, Zooms, whatever we need to do. So with that, I'm going to kill this recording and stop the share.
Hello.
Good.